أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Welcome to the webinar on AI and Islamic thought. My name is Shoaib. I am an instructor at Balagh Academy. I'm speaking in from the UAE, Dubai, at the moment. It's currently 8 p.m. there. I know that we have people from all over the world. Ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome to the webinar. Just to give everyone some, background information, Balagh Academy is an online seminary. It is it's basically a platform in which we're trying to provide accessible knowledge to Islam, both in the classical context but also in the contemporary context. We provide courses related to usul al-fiqh, usul al-hadith, and also new topics like atheism and artificial intelligence, which leads me to the point of this webinar today. In light of new developments that we've had, particularly in the past year, artificial intelligence has become a big and hot new topic, right? And we felt there was need for some guidance on this specific issue for Muslims. So and by we, I mean myself and the founders of Balagh Academy. These include Dr. Faqat and Mufti Abrar, who are, alhamdulillah, here in the UAE. I was able to meet them for the first time in person. I've worked with Balagh for 5 years, and this is the first time I met them in person, alhamdulillah. It was very nice meeting them in person. Anyways, so we decided to really have a coordinated course in which we look at various vantage points when it comes to AI and its impact on Islamic thought. And AI will impact Islam in multiple ways. So we try to get many different kinds of experts that can deliver appropriate knowledge to the wider audience. So that's a bit about Balagh Academy. As for myself, I'm of Pakistani origin. I was born and raised in Kuwait my whole life. I went to the UK for my studies. My formal training was in chemistry and chemical engineering. Once I finished my PhD in chemistry and chemical engineering, I then told my dad, I don't want to do chemical engineering. I want to go to Islamiyat studies. So he was shocked. Shoaib, where are you going? So, alhamdulillah, since 2014, I've had a particular journey where I mostly now study Islamic sciences, philosophy, and mostly science and religion. So my area of research is science and religion. I've been looking into various kinds of arenas, so quantum mechanics, evolution, and I think now the latest area is artificial intelligence. So we worked together and we constructed a course which I think will be very helpful for the Muslim world. So that's a little bit of background information about myself and Balagh Academy, right? Just some house rules. If you do want to ask questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I will try to answer them as I go along. I just have like a kind of a mini presentation to show you, and this will give you some insight into why we wanted to have this course, what exactly is the motivation behind the course, right? And then also giving you an overview of what this course is going to deliver. Yesterday, we had the first class, which was an introductory class. So we didn't cover anything substantively. It was just a framing of the conversation. So you haven't missed anything out, right? Before I begin to talk, can everyone confirm that you can see Google Chrome? It should say Sparks of Artificial Intelligence. Can everyone see that? Yeah? I cannot see anyone. Okay, alhamdulillah. Okay, so people are saying yes, mashallah. If I speak too fast, let me know. I will slow down. Punjabis, we speak very fast. So that's why if I speak too fast, just tell me slow down and I'll do that. So when it comes to AI, AI has been in development since the 1960s, right? But we are now seeing the result of that very recently with recent advancements, most pertinently, ChatGPT and Bing. Have you guys heard of ChatGPT? Everyone heard of this? Oh, Maulana Saifullah. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh Saab. Well, thank you for joining us, mashallah. So ChatGPT and Bing are latest developments which are really kind of bringing out new questions when it comes to artificial intelligence and how it could impact and raise new conversations for religious people. The first and the most obvious question is, can ChatGPT have consciousness? And this is where a lot of conversations are coming about. So we are now developing smarter and smarter AI, and it is able to replicate a lot of the functional behavior of human beings. So this is Cornell University's archive, right? It's basically a journal where you can upload stuff for publication. And I just wanted to share something here with you, right? And we'll keep things simple. I'm not trying to go down into very technical details. So the title of this paper is Sparks of Artificial Intelligence, Early Experiments with ChatGPT-4, okay? So let's look at the abstract here. So artificial intelligence have been developing and refining large language models, so LLMs, that exhibit remarkable capabilities across a variety of domains and tasks, challenging our understanding of learning and cognition. The latest model developed by OpenAI, ChatGPT-4, was trained using an unprecedented scale of compute and data. In this paper, we report our investigation, okay? So this is the key part here. We demonstrate that beyond its mastery of language, ChatGPT-4 can solve novel and difficult tasks that can span mathematics, coding, vision, medicine, law, psychology, and more without needing any special prompting. And this is the other thing. Moreover, in all of these tasks, ChatGPT-4's performance is strikingly close to human-level performance, often vastly surpassing prior models such as ChatGPT. So this thing here, right? This thing here is going to now create a lot of questions about what kind of capabilities can this thing that we have created achieved, right? And this is going to now raise questions about the biggest one is theological anthropology. Theological anthropology is a fancy name in English. What it means is human nature and human uniqueness, right? Tafarrud al-insan and haqiqat al-insan. How might AI revisit those questions, right? Could AI eventually outsmart us? Could AI gain consciousness, right? So think of things like The Matrix and Terminator, all of those scenarios. Could it have those kinds of realities? So this is something to think about, right? And so that's one area of the conversation, that it will impact our questions about what it means to be human and unique, right? So that's one area. It also has interesting ethical and social implication. So this is another article. Man ends his life after an AI chatbot encouraged him to sacrifice himself to stop climate change. So the person, it's a Belgian individual. He reported ended his life after having conversations about the future of the planet with an AI chatbot. So you can read the details here. I'll share this inshallah in the chat. But he was having conversations with an AI that eventually convinced him that the best way to save the planet is by killing yourself. So this is now becoming very problematic because people are now treating AI as human agency. That is now a concern. How many of you have heard of ChatGPT? Have you heard of Chat? Yeah, okay. All right, okay. So ChatGPT, people have heard of, right? There was a software called Hadith GPT. It came out in February, right? And this is where you begin to see now how AI can even mess with the Islamic preservation of knowledge. And there was a student from Bangladesh, if I'm not mistaken. What he did was he put the 6 hadith books, Sunni hadith books, into the architecture of ChatGPT or something similar to that. And then he put it up online, right? hadithgpt.com. And people then start asking it all kinds of questions, right? You know, is this halal, is this haram, and whatever have you. Sometimes it was getting things right. Sometimes it was getting things wrong. Yeah, this was something that you could see it doing. Now, when in case of getting things wrong, let me ask everyone a question here. Are Muslims allowed to eat pork? Yes or no? Are Muslims allowed to eat pork? Yes or no? Simple question. Are we allowed to eat pork? Yeah or no? No, it's haram. Categorically haram, right? Now, there's another principle. Anything that dies naturally in the sea, anything that dies naturally in the sea, you can eat, right? That's why you can eat fish directly, no problem. Yeah. Now, somebody asked the question, if I find pork in the sea, can I eat it? It said yes. It said yes, right? It said yes. So in some occasions it was okay, some occasions it was wrong, okay? Now, interestingly, and this is where it gets even more interesting in terms of the challenges that it can raise. Think about authority. Think about the kind of authoritative structure that we can have around AI, right? Brother, So if you look at Kaaba right now, currently they have robots circulating around the Kaaba or around it, and you can now ask it for like small fatwas or short fatwas related to Umrah and Hajj. Okay, so we are already seeing the implementation with AI here, right? Now, from a social perspective, the question is, how much of authority can AI play today? Now, think of just of a possible scenario. I'm not saying this will happen. I'm saying this could happen. Okay, these are two different things. Somebody could come up and say, a sheikh, you've studied for 7-10 years, no problem. Okay. Now, do shuyukh, have they studied every single book that has ever been written about Islam? Yes or no? Have they studied every single book on the planet? Shuyukh? No, right? It's just a fact. They have not studied every single book. It's not in their capacity. Can ulama, right, literally quote every single book that they have studied? Maybe one or two exceptions, but generally speaking, can they like quote from left, right, and center? No, right? Can they process all the books they've learned in a matter of a few seconds? Can it do that? Can shuyukh do that? No, they cannot, right? AI can. AI at the moment is already able to read Arabic really well. And I have also checked this, it is also able to do taskil, the i'rab. It's able to put all the diacritical marks very, very effectively. Now, for me, I just see it as a matter of time before all these other kutub that we study in the Alamiya program, in Dars al-Nidami, or in any other seminary, and it is able to take all of that and become some kind of a super mufti. It won't take long. I can see that happening very, very clearly, in my opinion. I can see that. Now, the average person, think about the average person. The average Muslim will say, you're a human being, right? You are limited. This is a machine. It has looked at every single ayah, every single hadith, every single kitab. I trust it more than you. That is a possible reality which we might be heading towards. I'm not saying it will happen. I'm saying it could happen. And that is because we are treating AI as agency. And those are questions that, religious people all across the world, not just Muslims, are going to have to deal with, right? Everyone okay so far? My speed is okay? Yeah. Yes, Sheikh Saab, it's already happening. It is already happening, which leads me to my next point, right? When ChatGPT came out, ChatGPT 3, that is, right? This was all over the news. Google turns to AI as it lays off 12,000 employees, right? So this is Google. This is giant tech, right? And this is not just Google. As we get further and further into automation, we will now be able to see a more massive difference between white-collar jobs and blue-collar jobs. And that puts a lot of people at risk, financial risk, social risk, education risk. Because if that gap is now increasing, people are not able to get jobs, we will see a huge number of people struggling in this arena. So remember, unlike the automobile industry, unlike the electricity industry, right? AI is something that is going to happen within a generation, not over several generations, within a generation. This thing what you're seeing now, this thing that you're seeing now will always be the worst AI. Things will just get better and better and better and better. This is the worst AI that you're seeing, right? So this is very, very important. And now there's also, this is a very good article that I found that I'll share all this with you, inshallah, right? So there are several problems that people have identified with AI, job losses being one of them in light of automation. Another one is social manipulation. So this was an example, man ending his life after chatting with AI, right? There's also social surveillance. So in some parts of China, you now have a social credit score, depending on the choices that you make, whether you drive with alcohol or not. Everyone heard of that? There's some provinces in China in which you have a social credit score based on the actions that you do. And that social credit score affects where you can live, where you can rent, which schools you can go to, which jobs you can apply for, right? And for those of you who are into anime, so I watch anime, right? And anime, I know most people think are just cartoons. They're not just cartoons. They're very good philosophically minded productions. So there's an anime called Psycho-Pass. I strongly recommend you check out Psycho-Pass. It is really, really, really interesting. Very, very interesting. Another thing that I would recommend, iRobot. This is also kind of, so movies are not meant for education. They're meant for entertainment. But they give you insight into potential and possible realities that stretch your imagination. And that's how you think of what if scenarios through which you can prepare if need be. I personally see some of these things potentially happening, which is why we devised this course. And finally, I like to create images. I used to be a designer, and I play a lot with AI. I play a lot with what's it called? Midjourney, right? So everyone knows of Midjourney? Does everyone know of Midjourney, the software where you prompt and then it can generate a lot of images? Yeah, everyone know that? So I will share with you images. Oh, okay. For those of you who don't know, Midjourney, you just type in, just words, and it is able to generate art for you. Okay. And I mean, as you play more and more on it, you can get better and better at it. So I've been playing with now for months. So I've been playing it for a good year, and I've gotten really good at it. I'm about to share with you my production, some of the photos that it is able to generate. Can everyone see my Facebook? Not the best thing to do on a webinar, sharing your Facebook, but all my images are on Facebook. That's why I'm sharing. Can everyone see my Facebook? Okay. This is an image I generated as soon as we finalized the course. So for those of you who have never heard of Midjourney, would you believe me if I told you that was completely created by a computer? This image here is completely generated by a computer. I typed in a Muslim in a mosque working with a robot, and it generated this. Right? That's one image. That's just one image that it generated. Here's another one, right? So I like things like the Matrix, time travel. So I gave it a few words, and it was able to generate this kind of image, right? Here's another one, a library going into many worlds. All of this is AI. None of this is instilled by humans. This is another one. So I was prompting it to, do an image which has Sufis and them in their world. So this is one prompt here. Rumi, Maulana Rumi, right? Time and the end of the world, Yawm al-Qiyamah. I gave it Judgment Day and those kind of prompts. It generated something like that. Isn't this cool? This is all computer generated. Then I tried to challenge it a little bit, right? I said, okay, do pencil drawing, right? Black and white. And it generated this, right? So this is meant to be Imam Ghazali. He's just going on his journey, in his rihla towards ma'rifah. So this is what it came up with. This is what it came up with, right? This is meant to be Eid. The past Eid that we had, I just said Eid Mubarak, and kids having fun, and look what it generated. And there's a mosque at the back. It's a very beautiful photo. I really like, this is one of my best photos from Midjourney. I really, really like it. So I am a bookworm. Personally, I am a bookworm. And so, and having the ideal library is a goal of mine. And I just said a library in a natural habitat around greenery, and look at these beautiful designs. I mean, this is just, you look at that, you say, subhanAllah, like, wow. So it definitely has the ability to be creative. It definitely has that. All of these are images that I've shown online that shows you how to, that this is a very, very powerful machine. Midjourney is incredibly powerful. And so there are even discussions about whether AI will even be able to replace artists. These include authors, these include graphic designers, storytellers, and on and on and on. We are even now seeing at the moment where AI is able to, just with a few prompts, develop videos. It is able to develop videos. So those are opportunities, but there are also risks, right? Have you guys, I cannot say this word right now because my son is in the house, but have you guys heard of this word in the chat? Have you guys seen that word? I just put in the chat. Everyone knows what that word is? Just a quick yes or no. Let me know if you've heard of that word before. I typed it in the chat chat box. Just a quick yes or no. You've never heard of that. Okay. So this word here, deep fakes, right? This is where people are able to, in the chat, just look up. I wrote a word, okay? So that word, deep fakes, right? I will type it again. Let me type it again. Okay, everyone here. There we go. Now you should be able to see it. Can you see it now, everyone? That's the word that I'm referring to. Can one see that? Okay. So that word is basically causing a lot of concern. We are now able to take faces of any person and put them onto any other body. We are now able to record people just a few seconds, and we are now able to make them say anything. We're now able to have videos which you can take of any person and make them say anything. Say anything. So privacy, security are completely going to change in light of AI. So this tech has a lot of potential, but there is a lot of threat behind it as well, and a lot of risks. So this is the reason why, it is precisely for this reason that we thought, let's generate a course on AI and Islamic thought. Now, to be clear with everyone, this is we say in Urdu kachi, this is a kachi field at the moment. It's still very fresh, very new. It's underdeveloped, okay? It's not a developed field at the moment. My video is buffering. Is my video clear? Somebody said the video is buffering. Is my video clear? No, it's okay. Okay, maybe it's just your video. So yeah. So the point here is, right? The point here is there's a lot of threats and there's a lot of opportunities, and Muslims need to have their conversations to make sure that they are able to engage with this. Because if Muslims don't engage with this new development and we don't dictate this from our side, we will be dictated upon by others. And if people who don't occupy Islamic ethics, Islamic beliefs, are dictating to Muslims what they can and cannot do, what they should and should not believe, is going to create clashes. Which is why Al-Balagh Academy decided to have a course, even though it's not fully developed, even though the field is still starting off, it's good to start the conversation. Which leads me to the structure of the course, okay? So this is Al-Balagh Academy's website, where you can find all the details, artificial intelligence and Islam, okay? I'm the course coordinator for this, and we have scholars from all around the world, right? So we have Furqan, who is a brilliant AI scientist, mashallah. He just finished his PhD, and he's about to hand over his dissertation. Nazim Muhtaraglu, again a Turkish scholar, he's a philosopher, Islamic philosopher. Ustad Usam Al-Adami, he is a student of Sheikh Akram Nadwi. He's a political scientist as well. Mufti Adam, which I think many of you know, a very senior scholar in Al-Balagh Academy. Alongside him is Sheikh Amin Khulwadia, myself as well. And we also have Ustad Yusuf Çelik. He is a Turkish born as well, and he is into digital humanities. So he looks at the interface of Islamic scripture and AI, or into the digital space. Ustad Safrak Chaudhry, who many of you know, he's offered many courses at Al-Balagh Academy. Dr. Rafaqat, who is the CEO of Al-Balagh Academy, and Ustada Umaira, who is going to look at, who's an education expert, and Dr. Walid Quddus. Have you guys seen the video on AI on One Path, in which somebody interviewed an Australian scientist about AI? Have you guys seen that video? That's him. That's this individual. That is this individual, Dr. Walid Quddus. Okay, so that's him. So all together, we put our expertise together, and what we have here is the layout of artificial intelligence in Islam. This is the course, right? So we did the introduction yesterday. We had the first class yesterday, but as I said, it was just to provide an overview, something similar to this. And the next class will start next week, inshallah. The first class we're going to have is Islamic knowledge and AI with Sheikh Amin Khulwadia. He'll be talking about the challenges that we as Muslims might have. So, for example, one particular challenge is to do with training of imams, right? When we have shuyukh and muftis, when they graduate, they all have a sanad, a chain of transmission. So I studied from Flan Sheikh studied from Flan Sheikh, going all the way back to the Prophet ﷺ. Okay, that's what our religion is based upon. It's based on sanad, chains of transmission. Now, is AI going to affect that chain of transmission? Could there be one day an mufti that is in the isnad, in the chain of transmission, for example, right? So he'll be kind of laying out some general thoughts for you with regards to how AI could impact Islamic knowledge. Everyone okay so far with the second lesson? Just a quick yes, no in the chat, so I can then move on. Everyone good with that so far? Okay, mashallah, very good. Right. Then the next few classes, right? The next few classes, lesson number 3, 4, and 5 are to do with the science, right? So we will have the history of AI. So looking at it from 1960s up to the contemporary period. This will be taught by Ustad Furqan, the Turkish scientist I told you about. And then he'll look at the contemporary science of AI. So what's happening kind of behind the scenes? What is LLM? What is exactly is it doing, right? How can it process all these interesting things that make it very human-like, so to speak? So he'll be talking about that. And Dr. Walid Quddus, he'll be talking about the future opportunities and risks when it comes to AI's fruition and development. So these are to do with the science. Everyone clear about this set? 3, 4, 5. Just a quick yes, no in the chat. All good? Yep, alhamdulillah, very good. Okay. I'm a teacher, so I have to constantly ask, is everyone okay? So that's 5, 6, 7. Right, okay. Now, in addition to that, we have 2 courses in which we're trying to link AI to philosophical questions, right? Philosophical questions. Lesson 6 is Ustad Furqan will teach you how you can use ChatGPT to your advantage. So ChatGPT has this ability to assume identities. You can tell it, you are an atheist, right? And you are Richard Dawkins, for example. I am Muslim. I want to have a debate with you. And then you can start a dialogue. And he can show you how you can use this to have to develop your own skill set when it comes to doing Muslim apologetics. For example. So that is a practical case study. Lesson 7 is more to do with the question of something that I think all of us are interested in is, can AI be conscious? Can it have aql like us? Could it achieve consciousness, right? Is Terminator possible? Is Terminator a possible reality, right? This is the question. So these 2 are the philosophical sides of the course. Everyone okay with 6 and 7? Mazboot? Is everyone okay with that? Everyone okay with 6 and 7? Yeah. Okay. Alhamdulillah. Very good. All right. Right. Then after the philosophical stuff, we are now then looking at AI and its impact into Islamic learning, right? So Mufti Adam will look at AI and fiqh. What are the juristic usuli challenges that AI could have when it comes to Islamic thought? So he'll be covering that, inshallah. We will then have Ustad Chelik, Yusuf Chelik, who will be talking about how you can use AI to meaningfully engage with the Quran and the Hadith. So how can we use the Quran, and how can we use AI for meaningful learning? And he's developed a lot of cool things. So he's experimenting with if you do word searches, can it translate really well? All those kinds of things he will be able to, inshallah, share with you. So those are more specifically to do with its impact on Islamic learning. Everyone okay with those 3? Yeah, 8, 9, 10. Is that clear? 8, 9, 10. Yep. Okay. Excellent. MashaAllah. Very good. All right. Okay. Then we go into ethics, the ethical side of the conversation. Ustad Safrak will talk about the ethical impact, broadly speaking, generally, of AI on society as a whole, but also Muslims in particular. And then in lesson 12, Dr. Rafaqat, who is both a practitioner, a clinical practitioner, but also somebody who's an Alamiya graduate himself, he'll then talk about how AI could impact the field of bioethics and how Muslims could engage with that. So you have a very general overview, and then you have a very specific case study. So far, so good? 11 and 12 are fine? Everyone okay with 11 and 12? Okay, very good. Last 2. Then we will look at the social and political side of things. Ustad Usam al-Adami, he will talk about AI and its political dimension, right? So AI did not just exist in a vacuum, right? Just like there are certain developments scientifically that allowed us to bring AI forth, there are also political situations that are further pushing AI. Are these, in align with Islamic thought? Are they not in line with Islamic thought? What are the kind of political challenges that we could face given the instrumentalization of AI? And I think that dimension is important. A lot of us, we get so buried in our micro conversations, we forget the bigger macro picture. And Usama, inshallah, will help us navigate that conversation. And finally, I'm assuming that, there are some people here that are parents or parents to be, and you're considering about how this could impact education. Sister Amira, in the last class, what she will do, being an education expert for 20 years, she will look at how AI will potentially change the education field, but also how it can be utilized for our benefit. And she will be both using theory and practical applications to kind of go through those with you, inshallah. So that's the course, a 14-week course. Everyone okay with the general structure of the course? Yep, everyone okay with that? So you can see here that we've tried our very, very best to try and cover all the dimensions of the conversation. As I said earlier, this is a start of the conversation. It's not going to be definitive. There are a lot of new things. I'm sure that when we start this course, new things are going to come up, right? Like, for example, ChatGPT 5. I cannot wait what that thing can do. It's going to be more powerful than ChatGPT 4. It's going to be multimodal. You can use videos, images, all kinds of things. And so the kinds of possibilities that can be opened up through AI are going to help us re-envision what it means to be a Muslim today, I think. I think it's going to create drastic changes on the individual level, at the familial level, at the education, societal, and the political level. All 5 tiers are going to be, I think, significantly affected by AI. So I'm going to stop there. Thank you very much for listening to me. I'll now take in any questions that people may have. Go ahead. Thank you very much, guys. Barakallah feek. Any questions? Do you have any questions that you want to ask me? I just need to ask admin team, are the questions coming in through the Q&A or through the chat? Shall I tell the people here to put their questions in the Q&A or the chat? Or both, it doesn't matter. Are these courses free of cost? So Salman, AI is a paid course. It's not one of the free courses. One of the free courses that we are offering is on atheism and Islam. So we have Islam and atheism. That is a free one, and I think we have now close to 1,000 people signing up for that course. So I hope that answers your question. Qamaruddin is asking, can AI design lesson plans for teachers? Yes, I've used it to design lesson plans. I've discussed. I've used it. I've used it to have prompts for what could be a good course for design arguments, what could be a good course for arguments for God's existence, so stuff like that. Ismail is asking, AI is not free. How can we use it for free? So if you go to ChatGPT or OpenAI, you have a free version, which is ChatGPT 3 or 3.5, and then you have the paid version, which is ChatGPT 4. So there is a free version available. So if you go to OpenAI, the founder of ChatGPT, you can find it for free. You can use it for free. I'm sure. You just need to put in your email address, sign up, and inshallah you'll be able to use it. There's a free option available. Somebody anonymous is asking, where do we sit with using AI for businesses and keeping within ethical ways? So this is a fiqh question, and specifically about business, and that's not my area of expertise. I would say this question should be asked to Mufti Adam when he comes up on the course. I don't know the answer to this question. I don't know. What is the Shari'i stance on using AI tools? Again, speak to the Muftis. I'm not a Mufti. What I can say, however, is that just like mobile phones have a sense of neutrality to them, in the sense that in of itself it's a neutral tool, but it can be used for good and it can be used for bad. And I think AI can be treated that way. But for specifics, I think you would need to speak to Shuyukh. That would be my general response to that. All right. Which day and time is the course? So Maryam, the course runs every Saturday, right? Every Saturday. And can somebody from the admin team help me with the times? Because I forgot the times. Because I'm in UAE and the time is listed in UK time. So can somebody from the admin help me? What time is the course? Is it 9 p.m., 8 p.m.? I forgot. Can admin help me? Yeah, one of the admin members will put the time there, inshallah, in the chat for you. But it's every Saturday. We just had the first class yesterday. I remember that. So I teach multiple classes, so that's why I don't have the time. Okay. In addition to the open source Falcon, by the way, okay. Are students using AI answers guilty of plagiarism? So Adnan, I'm in the education sector. I'm a teacher myself, right? And there is a whole conversation about whether AI should be encouraged in schools and universities or not. There is a whole discussion to be had. There are some teachers that said no, right? And people who use it are doing plagiarism or committing to plagiarism of some sort. They're cheating. Others are more open, right? Others are more open. Me, my personal opinion is this should be encouraged. It should be encouraged because I feel that whether we like it or not, AI is going to be the future thing. It's going to be the skill set of the future. So if you don't master it now, you will be mastered upon by others. That's my opinion about it. So I don't think that, and I haven't seen any software yet that can detect when a student has used AI and when a student has not. I have not seen any software that is able to do that so far. Nada. And I think that's a failed thing to do anyways. I think that these AIs are going to get smarter and better, more efficient. And I don't think there'll be a way around. That's my opinion. That is my personal opinion. Allahu alam, that is my personal opinion. Right? So that's that. Hang on. There's 3 types of artificial. Yeah, okay. So Angela is asking, what is your opinion on AI used in military services? I don't have an opinion, not my area of interest. And I'm not the best person to ask. I don't know about military and I don't know about AI enough to be able to use that. Perhaps ask somebody who has that expertise. Angela is asking 3 types of AI: artificial, narrow intelligence, general intelligence, and super intelligence. How can we connect this with Islam? Angela, if you sign up for this course, the best person to ask is Furqan. He is our scientist guide. Speak to him about that. Will we get the recordings, Zareen? Yes, every single class is recorded. Every single class. So even if you cannot make it to the live class, you can attend, you can see the recording, right? Angela, no problem. Good questions. Can you talk about the development of open source AI such as Falcon 1808? No, I cannot. I don't know anything about it. Al-Balagh Academy. So I'll say Adnan, no, even if you don't make it on Saturdays, that's not an issue. You can watch the recordings anytime. It doesn't have to be on the Saturday. You can watch them anytime. Right? So that's that. Is AI at the moment just go garbage in, garbage out? So whatever you input creates output information. Could it do this? Explain Asimov's rule of robotics. Right. So Tasneem, these are good questions, and I think this is where our 2 scientists, Dr. Walid Qaddus and Furqan, are going to help you navigate that. I think they'd be better to help you address those questions. That's not something that I'll be able to adequately address here. But yeah, those are the kinds of questions that hopefully they'll be able to answer, inshallah. I sent a question. Should I send it? I don't see your. Oh, okay. Sorry. There are questions in the Q&A. Sorry, I just realized. Okay. Somebody's asking me, do you think AI would be able to answer all fiqh questions and give fatwa? You're asking my personal opinion, Ibrahim? My personal opinion is in 10 years, 10, 20 years, I have no problem foreseeing a future where an AI has mined all the books in Arabic, and is able to give very sharp fatwas. I have no problem seeing that. I have no problem believing that that's a possible reality. That's my opinion. What are the benefits of this course for a student who is not at all interested in doing these types of things? If you're not interested, then this course is not for you. This course is primarily for people who are seeing the potential discussion points around AI for Muslims, and they want to get guidance on it. So if you're not interested, then I don't recommend it for you. But this AI, it has to be recognized, AI is going to impact people worldwide, right? It's going to usher a new generation of thinking and doing things. That's my understanding. And so it's good to be ahead of the game. That will be my response to that. It's good to be ahead of the game. Do we need to know? No. So Zia, we've made it sure that this is a starting point, right? So Zia is asking the question, do we need to have any prerequisites, right? Do we need to have any prerequisites? You don't need to have any prerequisites. This course assumes no, familiarity with AI. We'll walk you through some basics, inshallah, and we'll give you some, guidelines to work with. And so all of us have different levels of expertise, inshallah, that can plug in and give you food for thought. Is this course going to be definitive that this is the Islamic stance? No, definitely not. As I said, this area is really, really new. So we just wanted to start a conversation, and that's why we created this course. That's the reason why we created this course. I want to write a frequently asked question book using ChatGPT that answers common questions about Islam. Can respect issue help me? Why not? Right? Why not, Osama? I think that's possible. Definitely possible, right? Zainab, all AI is needed. Do you think that Islam has any danger from this tool? So Zainab, I think there are dangers with this, just as there are opportunities with this. One danger is, for example, the misappropriation of videos and photos, which AI can, I think, be utilized for, right? It can also be utilized for promoting disinformation much more, I think, efficiently than before. You can create AI bots to spread misinformation all across. Particularly, for example, when you have political campaigns, right? When you have political campaigns, I can see people hiring bots and to spread misinformation about the other person or the other candidates. That's possible. So there is dangers. There are dangers, right? The technology is meant to ease the life for us. Is there a chance that tech like it will further degrade the human thinking? Ooh, rather, this is a good question. This is an existential question. Will AI improve human experiences, or will it degrade human experiences? That I don't know. And I think only the future can tell. I can see both scenarios playing out. I can see both scenarios playing out. Wallahu a'lam. I don't know. Just like AI, like look at right now, right? Look at right now. We are more connected than before via the internet. People are in social media and they're all over the place. But interestingly, despite all the wealth of information that we have through internet, despite how hyper connected we are, look at depression rates. Look at suicidal rates. Look at the levels of happiness. Are they going up or are they going down? As a teacher, I've spoken to other professors, right? In a matter of 10 years, so I was a university student in 2007. And I remember speaking to some of my colleagues, and they said, back then, when so we have tutors, right? Tutorial groups, right? So you are in charge of their mental health and just their student experience. And I remember him sharing this with me that 10, 15 years ago, you would have all students that are generally quite healthy mentally, and only one or two, if then, would have mental health issues. Now, the situation has reversed. The norm is all the students have mental health issues, except for maybe one or two. And this has changed drastically in the past 10, 15 years in light of social media and hyperconnections with online. That's just these two. So I can see if that has impacted our youth, our generation this way. I don't know what AI will do. It could lead to good, it could lead to bad. It could lead to mixed. I don't know. But that's something to think about. That's something, and I think of that not just as an academic, but also as a father. I am a father. I have a 6-year-old son. He's going to be in the future. So I'm worried about the future. Where are we going? Right? So that's a constant worry, in my opinion. Right? What are the ethical implications for using AI? So this question asked Mufti Adam about the ethical implications of using AI for fatwa. Ask him. Haq Nawaz is asking, I am from Lahore, madrasa graduate and ustaz in madrasa, also computer science, pursuing a PhD, mashallah, very good. Having worked in the Quran for this topic, okay. Now working, I would like to contribute this course. Haq, unfortunately, we've already kind of settled the course, but do reach out to us. I will share my email address. You can reach out to us. Definitely reach out to us. I would like to have a conversation, inshallah. Are there any questions? So Zainab, we do have scholarships. I think please do reach out to admin, right? Do reach out to admin. Fadi is asking, will the course refer to kind of transhumanism, such as improving humans, like the brain chip? Yes. So Fadi, I think that definitely ask those questions to the other instructors that are relevant for those questions, and you'll get various responses. I think you can get a variety of responses from this course, inshallah. Farouk, are there any recommended readings? Nope. We don't have any reading material yet. Like I said, this field is so brand new. It's literally hot off the stove. And we don't have anything yet to give as reading material. Perhaps after 1 or 2 iterations of this course, we might have. But at the moment, we don't. Can I play a future politics and wars? Yes, 100%. I try to mention that. There we go. Okay, perfect. So guys, any other questions? If there are no questions, then I'll stop. I just want to know. Just type in no if there are no questions. This way, then I can. Okay, there's more coming in. Okay. Will the course address transhumanism? No, this course is not about transhumanism, even though it links to transhumanism to some degree, but this is specifically just about AI right now. Specifically just about AI. All right. Okay. All right. I don't see any more questions. Admin, do you see any more questions that I cannot see? I don't see any more questions coming in. So if that's the case, I just wanted to say, everyone, Barakallahu feekum for joining us in this webinar. Oh, hallucinations. Adnan, ask if you join the course, ask Furqan. Ask Furqan. He will talk about hallucinations. Inshallah, okay? Guys, thank you very much for joining us in this webinar. I hope that this piques your interest. One of the attendees want to speak. Who wants to speak? Haq, Nawaz, you want to speak?
Yes, I can talk if you give me opportunity.
You have a question?
No, you have already replied their question. You have already replied. You have shared your email, basically. I was interested. I am a madrasa student, teacher indeed, having a lot of working on Quran morphology, Arabic conjugations and systems developed like for that. And I'm working also in my PhD pursuing for Quran and Hadith, already developed in question answering and semantic based search systems. But I think it's not a right task to talk here. I will do contact via email. Thank you very much. Jazakallah.
Barakallahu feek, barakallahu feek. Thank you very much, mashallah. All right, so guys, I just want to say thank you very much for attending this webinar. I hope this gave you food for thought. If you attend and you become our students, excellent. If not, no worries. We do look forward to for you to revisit us at some point in the future. If you want scholarships, speak to admin. There might be options available for you. But until whenever we meet again, Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Have a good day. Salam.